Hi everyone and welcome to the channel. So in this video I'm going to show you how to launch an EC2 instance and then use a basic HTML script to create a landing page for a website. So from there we'll connect it to a custom domain name using Route 53. So by the end of the video you'll see this all live on AWS. And the goal of these tutorials is to show beginners how some of the AWS services fit together. So hopefully you'll find. Okay, so before we go into the console and start actually building out the EC2, just to explain briefly what an Amazon EC2 actually is. So the best way to think of it is that you're renting a computer in the cloud. So EC2 lets you use virtual computers on demand without needing to buy or manage physical servers like you would if you were running an on-premise data center. So you have the ability to choose what you need. So you can pick the size, speed, and operating system like Windows or Linux to fit your project. And you only pay for what you use. So the costs scale up or down depending on how much computing power you actually need and what you've configured it to use it for. And of course, like with all AWS services, they'll work with all of the other AWS services. So you can easily connect storage, databases, and security services to build a complete solution. The other AWS service we're going to cover in this tutorial is Route 53. So Route 53 is AWS's domain name service. So it helps people find your website by resolving the website address. So in this case, it will be awsinanutshell.com into the right computer address. So this will be the IP of your EC2 instance. Now, we're going to register a brand new domain name in Route 53, but you can also import an existing domain which you've purchased elsewhere. So now the introduction's out of the way, we're going to jump straight into the console and start building. So we need to go to EC2. So if it's in your recently visited, you can click there. Otherwise, search EC2 in the search bar. And then we're going to click Launch Instance. So I'm going to give it a name. So I'm just going to call mine Test Server, but you can give it a more meaningful name if you want to. We're then going to come down to Amazon Machine Image and just check you've got Amazon Linux selected. If you're watching in the future, it's likely to have a newer version, but this is just the latest version that's available at the time of recording. So we're then going to come down to instance type. So look for something that says free tier if your account's new. If not, select T2 Nano. This is just going to be the cheapest instance to run for this demo. Then if we come down to key pair, so we're actually not going to use a key pair for this demo, so we're just going to proceed without a key pair. And then we're going to go into network settings. So we need to create a security group here that's going to allow us to actually connect to the instance. So I'm just going to call my security group Test Server Security Group. There's actually a lot of different things you can do with security groups, which I'll be covering in a future video, but just want to keep this one as simple as possible. So we're just going to come down to the type, and you just need to search for HTTP. So just make sure when you search, you do come back with HTTP, not HTTPS. There is a difference. Generally, you should be using HTTPS, but we're just going to keep it simple for this demo. So once you've done that, you'll see that the protocol should be TCP. It's grayed out. The port range will be 80, and we just want to make sure the source type is anywhere. Again, if you're working in a large organization or had a public app, you'd need to make it a bit more restrictive, but we don't need to for this demo. So you can leave configure storage blank. We're then going to come down to advanced details. We're going to leave everything else at default, and then we're going to come down to user data. So I'm going to leave a link for a user data script in the comments below or the description. So it is to a GitHub repo, so you might need to sign up for an account, which is free to do so if you don't have one. So although this tutorial isn't a HTML demo, so that this script is basically just going to install an Apache server, and then it's going to give us some HTML code just to give us a basic landing zone or a landing page for a website. So we'll see what this does in a minute, but we'll just have a quick scroll through and just look. So you can see the HTML code there. Just make sure it's pasted as is and you don't change anything. So once that's done, we're going to click Launch Instance. So just be aware that when you do launch an instance with a user data script, it can take a bit of time to actually get to the running stage. So might just take 30 seconds here. You'll see there's no instances running at the moment. I've just got the filter set to running because I've got some other servers as well. So, I've got some other servers in stop state. Don't need to see those for this demo. Just going to give it another moment and it should be running. Click refresh, and yeah, so you can see the server is running now. So we've got our name test server. It gives it a unique instance ID. The instance state is running, so that's all we need. So it does also see that, just make sure you've the instance type is T2 nano, and the status check's initializing. We don't need to wait too long for that one. So just going to click on test server, and then we're going to take the public IPv4 address, and then we're going to open up a new window and paste that in. So you see we've got a basic sort of landing page for a website. Again, because it's not a HTML tutorial, I've not wanted to make this too complicated. You can just see example. This is where you might keep your website data. You'll also see it's not secure because we've used HTTP and not HTTPS. And you'll also see that in the address bar, you've got the IPv4 address, not a website name. So in the next section, we're going to look at Route 53, and we're going to see how we can turn that into and give it a proper website address so it becomes human readable and you're not looking at an IPv4 address. So to create and register a domain, we're going to go to Route 53 by searching Route 53 in the toolbar. When that loads, we're going to come to the menu on the left-hand side, and we're going to go to Registered Domains. Then we're going to click on Register Domains. So here we're going to search for a website address to see if it's free. So I'm going to search for awsinanutshell.com. And it is available. So when you click select, it's going to show you the amount. So this $15 is a one-off amount for the entire year. So I'm going to click proceed to checkout and turn off auto renew. So the next section is going to be entering contact details. So I'm going to skip that part for the video and then click submit, and then it will show us in progress. So we can come to requests and see it's in progress. So this is going to take around 20 minutes to become successful and registered, and then we can move on to the next part. Okay, so we're back 20 minutes later. It's now showing us successful. So what we need to do now is create a record so we can have it resolved to our EC2 that we created in the previous section. To do that, we're going to come back into the Route 53 dashboard. So you can see we've got a hosted zone, and you should also see one domain. And this will be the link to the website address that you just created. It should say domain registration successful. So just check that before you begin. And then click on hosted zone. And then click on your hosted zone name. So you'll see that there are basically two default records here. You can just leave those as default. We don't need to touch those. So then if we click on create record, we can leave the record name as blank for this tutorial, and we just want to make sure the record type says A. So you can see here it says route traffic to an IPv4 address and some AWS resources. So it's going to be the IPv4 address of our EC2 instance. So we're going to come back and just copy that again. And then go back into Route 53. And all we're literally going to do here is just paste that value into the value section. So we're going to leave everything else as default. So you see TTL says 300, and we just want a simple routing policy. Then we're going to click create record. So again, this is just going to take a moment. Okay, so what you'll be able to do now is if you put your website address that you registered into a new browser, and you should see with this that you can now see that you've got the same landing zone page that was there on the EC2 instance, but it's now showing your domain name, which is your website address. So that just means that you've correctly configured the domain name to resolve directly to the EC2 instance. And that completes the tutorial. Basically, that's all I wanted to show in this video. As I said at the start, it's just a very basic overview of how Route 53 works with EC2. In the final part of the video, we just need to delete the resources that we've created just to make sure you don't get charged. So to do this, we're just going to go back to Route 53. And go back into your hosted zone and click on the hosted zone that you created. And then just highlight the A record that we created. So I'm not going to delete any of the other ones or delete the domain name itself or hosted zone, just because I'm probably going to use it in future tutorials, but you can delete it if you want to. But yeah, if you're following along, then just delete the A record only. So finally, we're just going to go back to EC2 and then to instances. And click the instance we created, go to instance state, and then just terminate. And then you can click terminate. And that's it. That's cleaned up the resources we've used. So if you've watched to this point, thank you very much. I do have a lot of other tutorials like this coming, so hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Thanks. Bye.